If there's one part of tarot that almost every reader struggles with, it's the court cards. It doesn't matter whether you're just starting out or you've been reading tarot for quite some time. Sooner or later, a court card appears, and suddenly the reading isn't so clear anymore. Is this me? Is it someone else? Is it describing a personality? Is it advice? Or is it simply an energy? If you've ever found yourself asking those questions, you're definitely not alone. Court cards have earned a reputation for being some of the most confusing cards in the deck. But I don't think they're confusing because they're difficult. They're confusing because most of us have been taught to learn them in the hardest possible way. We're told to memorize 16 different meanings, 16 different personalities, 16 different interpretations. And honestly, that's exhausting. So today, I don't want to teach you 16 court cards. I want to teach you one simple formula. A formula you can use every single time a court card appears in a reading, because once you understand it, you won't have to panic every time you see a page, knight, queen, or king. Instead, you'll know exactly where to start. And that's the difference between memorizing tarot and actually reading tarot. Here's what usually happens. You're doing a reading. The cards are flowing beautifully. Maybe you're reading about a relationship, a career, or an important decision. You understand the story. Then a court card appears, and suddenly, everything slows down. Instead of reading the card, you start trying to identify it. Who is this? Is it me? Is it someone else? You start searching your memory for keywords. You wonder if you've forgotten something important, and before you know it, you've stopped reading the tarot and started taking a test. I don't think that's how court cards were ever meant to be read, because the goal of tarot isn't to see how much you've memorized. The goal is to understand the message the cards are trying to communicate. So instead of giving you 16 different meanings to remember, I want to give you a method you can use every single time a court card appears. Let's start with the first step. Whenever a court card appears, don't look at the person first. Look at the suit, because the suit tells you what the conversation is about. Now, I'm going to assume you already know the basics of the four suits, but here's a quick reminder. Cups speak about emotions, relationships, and intuition. Wands are connected to passion, creativity, and purpose. Swords explore thoughts, communication, and truth. And pentacles deal with the physical world, work, health, finances, and security. That's your foundation. The suit tells you the subject. But here's the important part. At this stage, don't worry about the page, the knight, the queen, or the king. Just ask yourself one simple question. What is this reading asking me to look at? Is it emotions, communication, passion, or something practical? Once you've answered that question, you've already done half the work. Now it's time for the second step, and this is where court cards become really interesting. Before we look at individual examples, it helps to think of the court cards as four different stages of the same journey. The page is the student, curious, open, and still learning the energy of the suit. The knight is the doer. They take that energy into the world through action, sometimes with great confidence, sometimes a little too quickly. The queen has mastered the energy inwardly. She understands it, embodies it, and expresses it with quiet confidence. And the king has mastered the energy outwardly. He leads with it, directs it, and takes responsibility for it. You don't have to memorize every court card. You just need to recognize what stage of development you're looking at. Let's put the method into practice. Imagine we've just turned over the Queen of Cups. Normally, this is where many readers reach for a guidebook. Instead, let's build the meaning together. The first thing we look at is the suit, cups. So immediately we know we're talking about emotions, relationships, compassion, or intuition. That's our foundation. Now we look at the rank, the queen. Forget every keyword you've ever learned for a moment. Just think about what a queen represents. She doesn't rush, she doesn't chase, she doesn't need to prove herself. She has experience, she has confidence, she has learned through life. Now combine the two. What does someone with emotional wisdom look like? Someone who understands their feelings instead of being controlled by them. Someone who can listen with compassion. someone who stays present even when emotions become difficult. That's the Queen of Cups. Notice what we didn't do. We didn't memorize a paragraph from a book. We simply understood the suit, understood the rank, and brought the two together. That's the method. And the beautiful thing is, it works for every court card. So let's test it again with a completely different card. This time, imagine you pull the Knight of Swords. Again, don't panic. Don't reach for a list of meanings. Build the card. First, look at the suit, swords. So now we know the card is connected to thoughts, communication, truth, decisions, ideas, or conflict. That's the subject. Now look at the rank, the knight. The knight is active. The knight moves. The knight doesn't just think about the energy of the suit. The knight takes that energy out into the world. So if we combine knight with swords, what do we get? Fast-moving thoughts, direct communication, strong opinions, quick decisions, someone who wants to act on an idea immediately. That can be powerful. The Knight of Swords can show courage, focus, and the willingness to speak the truth, but it can also show impatience, speaking too quickly, rushing into conflict, or charging ahead before thinking through the consequences. So already, without memorizing a paragraph, we understand the card. Swords give us the subject, the knight gives us the movement, and together we can read the energy. Now let's try one more. Imagine you pull the Page of Pentacles. Start with the suit, Pentacles. So we're looking at the physical world, work, money, health, study, skills, something practical and real. Now look at the rank. The page. The page is at the beginning, curious, open, learning, still developing. So when we combine Page with Pentacles, we get someone at the beginning of a practical journey. This could be learning a new skill, starting a new job, studying, saving money, building better habits, or taking the first real step towards something more stable. And again, notice what happened. We didn't need to remember a fixed meaning. We built the meaning. Suit plus rank, subject plus stage. That's the formula. And this is why court cards become much easier when you stop treating them like 16 separate personalities. Because you're not learning 16 unrelated cards. You're learning 4 suits and 4 ranks, and then bringing them together. But there is one more step, and this final step is very important, because even after you understand the card, you still need to place it into the reading. This is where those original questions come back. Is this me? Is this someone else? Is this advice? Is this an energy? And the answer depends on the context of the reading. If you're asking about yourself, the court card may be showing a part of you. If you're asking about another person, it may describe their behavior or energy. If you're asking for advice, it may show the quality you need to embody. And if you're asking about a situation, it may show the kind of energy influencing what is happening. So the formula doesn't always tell you who the card is. It tells you what the card is describing. Then the question, the surrounding cards, and your intuition help you understand where it belongs. For example, if you ask, "How should I handle this conversation?" and you pull the Queen of Cups, the card probably isn't asking you to identify a woman in your life. It may be advising you to respond with emotional maturity, to listen, to stay calm, to bring compassion into the conversation. But if you ask, "What energy is this person bringing toward me?" and you pull the Knight of Swords, that may describe someone who is direct, impatient, intense, or ready to speak quickly. Same card system, different reading context. That's why context matters so much. Court cards are not meant to be read in isolation. They are meant to be read as part of the story. So the next time one appears, try this 4-step method. First, look at the suit. What is this about? Second, look at the rank. What stage of development is this energy in? Third, combine them. Build the meaning. And fourth, place it into the reading. Is it describing you, another person, advice, or the energy of the situation? Once you start doing this, court cards stop feeling like interruptions. They become part of the message. And in many readings, they can actually become the most helpful cards on the table. Because court cards don't just show events. They show how people are relating to those events. They show maturity, behavior, readiness, growth. They show where someone is in the journey. And sometimes they show where you are being invited to grow next. So the next time you pull a court card, don't freeze. Don't immediately think, I don't know this one. Start with the formula: suit, rank, combination, context. That gives you somewhere to begin. And once you have a beginning, the rest of the reading becomes much easier to trust. Let's try one final example. The King of Wands. Start with the suit. Wands are about passion, creativity, purpose, and inspiration. Now look at the rank. The king has mastered the energy of the suit. He doesn't just feel inspired or chase new ideas. He knows how to direct that energy with confidence and purpose. So when we combine the two, we get someone who leads through vision, someone who inspires others, takes responsibility for their ideas, and knows how to turn passion into action. Depending on the reading, this could represent a confident leader, someone stepping into their own authority, or advice to trust your vision and take charge of the direction you're heading. And just like every court card, this energy also has a shadow side. Confidence can become arrogance, passion can become impulsiveness, leadership can become controlling. Again, we didn't memorize a definition. We simply asked, what does a king look like when he's expressing the energy of wands? If this video helped you understand court cards in a new way, please give it a like. It really helps the channel and lets me know you want more tarot lessons like this. And I'd love to hear from you. If you're going to try this formula the next time a court card appears, leave a star in the comments. It's a simple way to let me know you made it to the end. And I always love seeing who's learning along with me. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here, and I'll see you in the next one.